Do you ever feel like no matter how much you work, you just can't seem to have enough money? Like the usual advice about getting rich just isn't working for you? It's time to discover some big secrets about money that the wealthy folks keep to themselves. First things first, the old advice of working, studying, and saving your way to riches might not be your golden ticket. Actually, it might be a ticket to staying right where you are. Think about it. Have you ever heard of someone becoming super rich just by doing their 9 to 5 and saving pennies? Nope. Following the old school path of education, job, and saving might not be the shortcut to wealth. It might actually be a detour that keeps you running in circles, relying on others for your paycheck. In our video today, we're going to let you in on some big money secrets that can really change your game. We'll show you how to start making real wealth from the ground up and escape the endless cycle of working super hard but not seeing much in return. By the time we're done, you'll see that becoming wealthy doesn't hinge on having a fancy job, a pile of degrees, or a huge bank account. It's all about really getting how money operates and arming yourself with the right attitude, know-how, and plans. The wealthy people who are in charge don't really want us to know the ins and outs of money. They'd rather have us not figure things out so they can stay on top. Now let's start simple and get a grip on how the whole world's money thing works. Imagine the global economy as a giant ocean. In this ocean there are lots of different swimmers like countries, big money places like banks and investment companies, businesses, and then folks like us. It's a huge tangled web, and these big players have a major part in it. Their actions can shake things up all over the world. But what about us, the regular people? Are we just sitting on the sidelines, or do we get to play in the game too? The way we spend, save, and decide what to invest in really does make a difference in the big picture. It's easy to think that only the big shots like governments and huge companies have all the control over the world's money because that's what we hear about all the time. But actually it's more like a music band where everyone, governments, banks, big businesses and people like us, plays their own part. Every choice we make adds up and influences the tune we're all creating together. Getting this helps us see how we too can play a big role and make smart moves for our money future in this huge interconnected economy. Next time you hear someone say that only the government and giant companies run the show, you'll have the inside scoop. It's not just about blaming the big players, it's really about getting to grips with how money moves, setting up different ways to make money, and using the rules to your advantage. This is the beginning of a powerful adventure that kicks off with number 1, learning new things and changing the way you think. Ever wonder why it seems so easy for some to get rich while others barely make it by, living from one paycheck to another? It's a lot about what we're taught growing up and the ideas that get stuck in our heads. We're often told money is something there's not much of, so we should keep it safe in a bank. But here's the twist. Those banks take our savings and lend them out to really rich people who know how to make that money grow, leaving us with just a tiny bit of interest. Think about the stories of super rich folks like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, or Elon Musk. A lot of them didn't finish school the traditional way. This isn't to say you should drop out, education matters, but the thing is, school doesn't always teach us the most important money lessons or how to be our own boss. There's nothing wrong with having a good job, but working for someone else's dream can only get you so far. Most super rich folks got their big break when they stopped clocking in for someone else. They've got some secret strategies up their sleeves that you won't find in your typical classroom. A biggie among these secrets is, they don't just work to get paid. The game changer is changing how you see things, focusing on creating things that make money while you sleep, and putting your cash into businesses that can grow big. Rich people look at money as a key, not just something to spend, but something that can open doors and help them make even more money. This kind of thinking isn't what we're used to hearing about in school, which is why lots of people have the wrong idea about how to get wealthy. It's time to shake off those old thoughts and start learning from people who've actually made it big. By picking up on the real deal about money from those who've succeeded, you can start your journey to being financially independent and building your wealth from scratch. Number 2, keeping an eye on your money and protecting it. It's super important to keep your money safe from any financial troubles. To do this, you've got to start with the basics, keeping tabs on what you earn, what you spend, and how much you're saving. It might not sound exciting, but knowing exactly where your money is going is key. When you track your income, you're looking at everything you make, whether it's from your main job, any side gigs, or money that comes in without you having to work for it every day. This step is super helpful because it shows you where you might be able to make more money and helps you make smarter choices with what you've got. Keeping an eye on your savings is just as important. It's not just about putting money aside, it's about actively managing and growing that stash. Seeing your savings increase is really motivating and shows just how important it is to look after your money. But just keeping an eye on your money isn't enough. You also need to protect it from things that can drain it away, like bad investment deals, loans that are too expensive, or scams. The best way to defend your money is by learning as much as you can. Get smart about how money and investing works, keep up with what's happening in the financial world, and be really careful with offers that come out of nowhere and promise you'll get rich quick or make sure bets. If something seems way too amazing, it's likely not what it seems. Always take a moment to dig a little deeper and do your homework. Don't forget, your money is a precious resource. By staying alert and informed, you can move through the world of finance with confidence, making sure your future is both safe and full of potential. Number 3, think beyond just putting your money in the bank. A lot of us grow up thinking that the safest place for our money is in a bank. We're taught to earn, save, and trust the bank to take care of our cash. But here's a twist. Banks are in it to make money for themselves. Ever thought about how banks get so rich? They take the money we put in, lend it out to others, and charge them interest, while the interest we get on our savings is tiny in comparison. See the issue? If we want to get out of the cycle of working hard just to save a little bit, we need to start thinking differently about how we save. Rather than just stashing our money away in a bank, we should be looking for ways to make our money do the work for us. So how do we do that? Let me show you the way. Number 4, embracing the role of an investor. The word investor might seem a bit intimidating, but it's actually not as complex as you might think. Becoming an investor is about using your money to buy things that can increase in value or make more money. Basically making smart choices to grow your wealth as time goes on. I'm not saying you should put all your cash into risky bets without thinking it through. Instead, it's about making choices based on good information that match what you want to achieve financially and how much risk you're comfortable with. A good place to start is with stocks and bonds. By investing in the stock market, you get a piece of different companies. If these companies do well, the value of your shares goes up, which means your money grows. Bonds are a bit different. They're like lending money to the government or a company, and then you get interest back on what you lent. But there's a lot more to investing than just stocks and bonds. You've got options like diving into real estate, putting money into mutual funds or index funds, or even kicking off your own venture. The main thing is to spread your investments out. This way you build a mix that reflects what you're aiming for financially and how much risk you can handle. Indeed, investing does come with its share of risks, which makes it super important to learn as much as you can and get advice from experts when you're not sure. Just leaving your money in a savings account means you're skipping the chance to see it grow. It's pretty much like stashing your cash in a jar and burying it in the yard. It's safe, sure, but it's not doing anything for you. When you choose to invest your money wisely, you're setting the stage for it to grow and even earn money on its own. This is all about using the magic of compounding to build up wealth over time. Keep in mind, you don't have to be a money expert or start with a big pile of cash. Start small, maybe with something like low-cost index funds, or by setting up a plan that automatically invests for you. The most important thing is just to begin and stick with it. Consistency is your best friend on this journey. Number 5, navigating debt and understanding taxes. When it comes to growing your wealth, dealing with debt and understanding taxes are two big pieces of the puzzle that many people get wrong. Debt might seem like something to avoid at all costs, but the truth is the rich know how to use it to their benefit, especially in a tax system set up to favor them. The usual tips like work hard, save your pennies, and stay away from debt don't really match up with how wealthy folks build their fortunes. They're masters at using credit to their advantage, making money from what others have put in the bank, while keeping their own stash safe and cutting down on their own risks. The trick is really getting how the tax system can work to their advantage. Rich people are smart about organizing their money matters in a way that lowers how much they have to pay in taxes, without breaking any laws, of course. They lean into making money through capital gains rather than just earning a salary, and they see debt as a tool, not just a burden. It's important to rethink the whole story about debt and taxes. Instead of being scared of debt, learning to use it smartly and taking advantage of tax benefits can open doors to building wealth that might seem out of reach. When dealing with debt and taxes, it's all about being informed and thoughtful, always staying within legal guidelines. Number 6. Taking care of your financial reputation. Think of your financial reputation as a superpower in the money universe. It's this awesome tool that can help you get richer and unlock all sorts of opportunities. So what is it exactly, and why does it matter so much? Well, it's basically how the world views your money habits. Picture it as a financial report card that displays your skill in managing money. Just like it's key to have a good reputation in general, having a strong financial reputation is invaluable. Your financial reputation acts as a trust currency. If people view you as dependable, responsible, and wise with finances, they're more inclined to collaborate with you, put money into your ideas, or offer you loans. It's akin to having a glowing endorsement that highlights your financial reliability. However, it's not just about perceptions. It impacts tangible outcomes too, like securing loans. Banks and lenders scrutinize your financial history when you apply for credit. A track record of timely bill payments, prudent borrowing, and moderate credit use can lead to better loan conditions and lower interest rates. Conversely, a less stellar financial reputation could narrow your options and hike up borrowing costs. Keeping your financial reputation shining isn't as tricky as it might seem. The key is to adopt healthy money habits. Make sure you pay your bills promptly, handle your debts cleverly, and aim to keep your credit card balances minimal. These practices demonstrate your financial responsibility and help boost your reputation. Think of your financial reputation as a mighty tool in your arsenal. By nurturing and safeguarding it, you're not only securing your finances, you're also gaining trust and opening doors to new opportunities. Number 7. Embracing a proactive approach to solving financial problems. When it comes to growing wealth, there's a secret ingredient: being great at solving problems. Rich folks don't just give up when things get tough. Instead, they see each problem as a chance to learn something new and get even better. They're all about staying ahead of the game, figuring out issues before they blow up, and breaking down big challenges into bits they can handle. They also look at things from different angles to find the best solutions. To really get ahead with money, start seeing challenges as golden opportunities. Shift to a mindset that's all about being proactive, keep learning, and soak up as much knowledge as you can. Being good at solving problems isn't just helpful, it can actually help you build your wealth from scratch. One big thing that sets rich people apart from those who struggle financially is how they think. Wealthy folks have confidence in themselves and their power to tackle problems and achieve their dreams. On the other hand, people who aren't as well off tend to see hurdles as insurmountable barriers. Instead of figuring out how to get past them, they might spend a lot of time stressing over the issues. This habit of doubting their own strength holds them back. That's why having a positive attitude and faith in your own abilities can make a huge difference in your quest for financial prosperity. Number 8. Understanding the impact of your choices on wealth building. Wealthy folks have a strategic way of thinking about financial decisions, especially when it comes to borrowing money. They approach it with a clear plan and reliability. They know that taking out a loan is more than just accessing cash. It involves looking closely at how they'll pay it back, what they could earn from the investment, and what risks are involved. This kind of thoughtful approach helps them make choices that are in line with their big-picture financial aims. This careful way of making choices isn't just about borrowing, it's how the wealthy handle investing their own funds too. They take their time to figure out how much they could make and the growth potential of their investments. By focusing on strategy, they set themselves up for bigger wins and lasting prosperity. Essentially, wealthy folks get the ins and outs of every decision, understanding the impacts and costs involved. This leads them to smarter, more strategic decisions in their journey to build wealth. They're well aware that there's no such thing as a free lunch. Everything has its cost. This understanding is deeply ingrained in the mindset of the wealthy. They recognize that every decision carries its own set of consequences and requires trade-offs. They fully accept that making sacrifices and giving thoughtful consideration to their choices are crucial parts of the wealth-building process. This principle doesn't mean being overly cautious or steering clear of all risks. It's really about making choices with a clear picture of what could happen. Wealthy people know that taking smart risks is a big part of getting richer, but they always balance those risks with the possible benefits. They're all about understanding the stakes and making decisions that are both bold and informed. Embracing the idea that every choice comes with its own cost can help you make more thoughtful and deliberate decisions on your path to financial success. And by the way, if you find this video helpful, please flick that like button. Thanks. And number 9, learning to appreciate the value of delayed gratification. Picture this. You're standing at a crossroads. One path tempts you with quick rewards, while the other promises greater rewards down the line, but asks for patience. Wealthy individuals tend to choose the latter, keeping their eyes on their financial goals, even if it means passing up on instant pleasures. Rather than acting on impulse or chasing after quick wins, they approach their choices with thoughtfulness and strategy. They understand that the power of delayed gratification and careful planning can unlock incredible opportunities and successes in the long run. This approach is all about thinking over the trade-offs before you make a snap decision to buy something fancy or jump into an investment. It's about keeping your long-term goals in sight and understanding how your choices now will affect those goals down the line. This principle isn't just for big decisions, it's for the small ones too, like choosing whether to splurge on a high-end item or put that money towards your future, or figuring out how much of your paycheck to save. Every decision has its outcomes, and by always putting your long-term financial health first, you're steering your choices in a direction that moves you closer to your ambitions. As you take in these insights, keep in mind that valuable achievements demand effort, and every choice carries its own cost. Creating wealth from scratch involves a deep grasp of how money works and the courage to question the usual advice. By putting into practice the strategies we've talked about and adopting a mindset geared towards accumulating wealth, you're taking charge of your financial destiny. This approach brings you steps closer to the life you envision for yourself. Keep in mind, the journey to building wealth goes beyond just hitting the books hard, working tirelessly, and saving every penny. Following the traditional route of getting a good education, landing a job, and saving meticulously might not necessarily lead to financial success. I hope this video has been valuable to you. If you think it could help your friends and family too, please share it with them. It might just be the inspiration they need for their own financial journey. Wishing you all the best. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. Don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our contents. Have a wonderful day or night, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace out.